What is up, everybody, and welcome back to Archie's Footy Mania in 2022. Yes, that's right, people. We've made it another year, and I am back and ready to talk January transfer window and also cover that awful game the other night on Wednesday. So, first of all, we're going to talk about the two key signings in today's January transfer news. The first one, and actually probably the most surprising in the world of football, is Philippe Coutinho on loan from Barcelona to Aston Villa, completely done and dusted. I believe it's a 1 season long loan, and I don't think there's an option to buy because I don't think Villa could probably afford him, but I think, just taking on his wages is probably more than enough, to outgoings in terms of cash. So I think they just want to see if they can improve him for a season, and hopefully he can, for Villa fans' sake, he can contribute to the team. Now, I want to talk about when I first saw this rumour. I got filled with doubt because, number one, I thought, okay, this doesn't make any sense. It's just one of those silly rumours. He's probably more likely to come to Tottenham or, go to Chelsea or Liverpool or City or one of those clubs. But number one, he didn't get any game time. Number two, who's at Villa? Not Dean Smith. I nearly said Dean Smith. Steven Gerrard. And actually, when you put those two facts together, it makes a hell of a lot of sense for him joining Villa because he didn't get treated very well at Barca. I actually don't think he's been treated very well since he's joined the club. And, considering how he went out to Bayern Munich and then contributed to that 8-2 stuffing against Barcelona, I don't think he's happy there. I think the last time that guy was happy was at Liverpool in the Premier League. So I think now that he's back in the Premier League at Aston Villa, it's a bit of a shock, to be honest, but it actually makes sense because you've got Steven Gerrard, who was, kind of like his best friend, midfield partner. And I don't really know if they, have a special relationship, but I imagine that they do, considering that they came close to winning that title under Brendan Rodgers. And yeah, I think it's a good move for Villa. I think it's a good move, and I think Gerrard is perfect for Coutinho in terms of maybe improving him and getting him better. I did back Conte to improve him, but I don't think he would have had enough patience to do that. Spurs are in a point where we need to kind of rush things, get signings in that can impact the game as quickly as possible, and kind of, he did say about patience, but we need to kind of speed things up. I could have seen him gone back to Liverpool, but I don't really think he would have got in front of Thiago Silva. So that's Coutinho anyway. Moving on, one that probably touches quite close to my heart is Kieran Trippier to Newcastle. I would have loved him to rejoin Tottenham, but considering how he kind of faded out in 2019 when he left Tottenham, I didn't really think a return would have been appropriate, especially under Conte. I think Conte would have probably grown tired of his kind of lack of sharpness, if you like. I mean, for England, he's been very sharp. He's been defensively sharp. But, why did Atletico let him go? I think for Newcastle, it's perfect. Newcastle have got a very experienced player who's not at the top of his game, but he's a player that can certainly improve them. And he's a very reliable player. He doesn't always bomb forward like he did under Pochettino. I think since going to Atletico Madrid, it's kind of like going to a prison camp or like going in the army. You're very disciplined. You can't really move around. It's not a very fluid system. You have to stay in your position, very organised, and I think he's picked up a lot of that discipline under Diego Simeone at Madrid, and hopefully for Newcastle's sake he'll take that over to the Geordie club and he will insert some sort of defensive stability, and also he's a decent crosser. I think he'll come up the wing and cross a few times as well, but you won't really see that too often, I don't think, considering what I saw at Spurs. His crossing's not been great in the last season. But look, for England, I think, and for Madrid, he was more used as like a third centre-back. So, yeah, I think that's what you're going to see from Trippier at Newcastle, is a more defensive unit. So, two good signings for January, fairly big signings in the January transfer window, considering it's only January, not the summer. I think these arguably are probably going to be the two biggest players that you can see moving around, because you're not really going to get many other names. I think the next biggest one might be Kessie to Spurs, but that's not as big as Coutinho or Kieran Trippier to Newcastle or Villa, in my opinion. So anyway, guys, we're going to move on. We're going to talk about that dreadful game on Wednesday, that awful game. I kind of don't know why I'm still supporting Spurs, to be honest. We're so up and down, but I've never ever stopped supporting them. I love them to bits. It's just, honestly, they're like literally a metaphorical roller coaster. So basically, for those that don't know, we got, well, not battered. We should have got hammered, but we lost 2-0 to Chelsea. It was complete and utterly embarrassing from us at the back. Ben Davies was so poor with that second goal. He just literally fell asleep. The ball came off Taganga's head onto Davies's forehead, and he just literally was counting sheep. He was half asleep. He nodded the ball into the net. It was horrific. The Davinson Sanchez goal wasn't as bad. Havertz actually got on the score sheet, but it was clearly a Sanchez goal, own goal. But Sanchez was arguably as worse, but I don't think it was, because the second one was quite a weird goal in terms of the ball pinging around. So yeah, two very strange goals from a Spurs point of view. Pathetic defending, stupid decisions from playing it from the back. I really think we missed Eric Dyer in terms of his long ball ability and his long range passing, but also his defensive capabilities as well. I really think we missed that. We could have drawn that game 0-0, and you know, it could have been a perfect opportunity to nick a 1-0 win at home, but I can't see that happening. I think it's going to be 1 or 2-0 to Chelsea. I think they're going to destroy us on aggregate, and it's going to probably be 4 or 5 on aggregate. So that probably means it's going to be 2 or 3 at home, like it was at the beginning of this season. So that's basically that, guys. My first video in 2022. Hope you enjoyed it, and please don't forget to smash that subscribe button. I've noticed I've lost a couple recently. That's fine. Don't worry. I'm perfectly chilled about it. But just so you know, any other subscribers, I'm watching you. I'm only kidding. Anyway, see you guys later, and catch you in the next one.